Yo, Archives, what's up? What's up? Happy Thursday. It's Thursday, yeah. Happy Thursday. Um, we're at the ending stages of the week, you could say. It's been actually a short day. I feel like, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Yo, low key, no. More enhancements. Hope y'all doing well. Yesterday's video, actually, the past couple videos been receiving, I feel like it's been doing good. Like the results on those videos have been doing good. But anyways, we're back, so that means we have more to talk about. Like it's weird for me to like know what I'm talking about and to just start it off because I don't want to I don't know, it's weird. But anyways, today what I want to talk about is to always be you. You know, that's one thing a lot of people struggle with, including myself. You know, especially back then, years ago. It's not really too much of a problem now. It's just a problem now. But one thing that I would say a lot of people struggle with is being them in every situation, being themselves. And a lot of that is for exception, wanting to be seen, attention, or whatever the case might be. Some people have to do that. Like sometimes, it's like that, but a lot of people struggle with being them in every situation. Like one person's, it's like having you have multiple friend groups. I'm pretty sure you have multiple friend groups, right? You're probably not the same person with those two friend groups. And that's okay. It's different. I guess you could say different personalities for different groups, different situations, which is, what I'm saying? But a lot of people really don't know how to be themselves when a friend group, both those friend groups get merged, or people go to parties, or people get in different rooms, and, people just start acting different in certain situations. They don't know how to remain themselves. It's hard. It's hard for them. They don't know how to do that. But the best thing to do in every situation in life is to always remain yourself. You don't have to fake a certain personality. You don't have to fake a certain this, a certain that for a job. You don't have to fake, who you are for attention, for exception, to be accepted by a certain group, certain, whatever. You got to remain yourself in every situation, because if you're not, you're not gonna accept yourself anyways. You're gonna feel guilty. At the end of the night, you're gonna be like, dang, who am I? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? You know what I'm saying? It's just not gonna make sense. One thing I learned growing up is to always be myself in every situation. Me being myself is gonna get me that job. Me being myself is gonna put me in rooms that I need to be in. Me being myself is going to take me to the highest level of content that I want to reach. Especially when it comes to streaming, content creation. There's parts of yourself you can fake, but ultimately you have to be yourself, because that's the best way for you to gain viewership, gain everything that you want. Because one thing, somebody told me, a bigger streamer, he told me, to always be yourself. You know how us streamers, us content creators, we post clips, right? We post clips and people see those clips. When they come to our stream, they expect us to be acting the same way we are in those clips. And most of the time, a lot of people aren't acting the same way that they are acting in those clips, because they're clip farming. They're doing a certain something to get a certain amount of views, a certain, attention, whatever it is. They're not being themselves. Me, I don't overly clip farm. Like, my clips are normal clips. They're not over the top clips. They're clips that are just, funny and just normal, because I don't want to I don't want to portray myself to be a person who is like jumping into their setup or doing something, over the top. That's because it's not me. That's not me. I don't want to portray myself to be that. So people who come into my streams for my clips, I'm usually, the same person. I'm not doing anything over the top. I'm not saying crazy stuff. It's normal. I'm being me. Especially also when it comes to your online presence just outside of, whatever you're doing. Like if you're talking to somebody over the phone, say a girl, boy, because there's, girls and boys, whatever. On your online presence, a lot of people fake their online presence as well. They fake who they are to a certain girl, to a certain boy, to get them to like them, to make them hype themselves up, you know what I'm saying? But as soon as it come time to, show them, hey, I got this, I got that, or I'm this, or I'm that, you get to freezing up, you know what I'm saying? You be like, okay, how do I obtain this? How do I get this? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't fake who you are to a certain person just to get them to like you. That's the worst. That's the worst thing, actually. Like, one thing I learned is to never do that, because I will never show myself to be anybody I'm not. I will never portray myself to be anybody I'm not, especially to a girl. That would just make me look embarrassing. Like, say I could be like, yo, I'm 6 foot, such and such, I got this and that, and the girl would be like, yo, can we meet? And we meet, and I'm not who I said I am, and she doesn't like me anymore, she blocks me, such and such, whatever. You can't be that way. You can't do that. It goes same way for social media. A lot of people fake their lifestyles on Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, you know what I'm saying, just to feel accepted, for approval, for attention. People do that. They do that. But when time comes to really show, you know what I'm saying, that they got it like that, they don't got it like that. They ghost, they block, is, you know what I'm saying, they're not themselves. So that's just, it's never good to not be yourself, man. Never try to be anybody else either, bro. Never try to be anybody else either. Never do that. Always be yourself. And a lot of that comes with comparing. People do that because they compare themselves to whoever, and it's just, it's a human thing. So that's one thing I can say I learned over the course of my life, is to always be yourself in every situation. Never let anybody change you at all. Never let anybody tell you can't do this. Never let anybody tell you can't do that. Never let somebody tell you who you are. That's what it is. Never let somebody tell you who you are, because you know who you are more than that person knows who you are, and you know what I'm saying, what they're saying is invalid. You shouldn't care. So, moral of the story is to always be you in every situation. Always be yourself. Always stay yourself, no matter the case, no matter the situation, no matter what. Always be yourself in every situation, because you will get the best out of yourself being yourself. People will get the best out of you being yourself. You'll maximize your potential, you know what I'm saying, whatever you can do by just being yourself. You'll put yourself in rooms you want to put yourself in by being yourself. You'll get to where you want to be by being yourself. Because if you continue to fake something, you continue to fake a certain lifestyle, a certain you, so much to where you have to keep it up, keep it up, like, it's not going to work. And once that mask falls down and starts to crumble, people gonna see you for who you really are, and you're not gonna like that. So that's a moral of the story. That's a video for today, is to always be yourself, no matter what. So I love y'all. Y'all stay blessed, stay safe. As always, keep God first. Stay patient, and stay patient, because it's on the way. Love y'all. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Peace.